Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the show.
Currently downpouring at my house.
Yeah, it's a coming. It's
Call
dude.
cancel the races for tonight. It's already downpouring at my house.
Oh fuck, that's such a great segue. We haven't even started yet. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, no, it's been raining for the last I think 4 days straight, 5 days straight here.
Shoot, it rained so hard last night that we woke up with fog and you couldn't even really see the houses across the street.
Yeah, same. I went going to work this morning. Yeah, at like 6 o'clock this morning. It was pure fog,
Yeah.
and I thought it was gonna snow. Like it was. When I jumped in the truck this morning, it was 42 degrees outside. So I know I can read the table for what freezing is. It's 32 degrees, so don't give me too much hell. But it felt like it. Like here we are. Fall is upon us. Fall is upon us.
Yeah. It's
Is it officially fall yet? I don't even know. I don't pay attention.
no, I have no idea.
I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
somebody will chime in.
Hey babe, is it officially fall yet? What? Is it officially fall yet? Like calendar wise?
It's meteorological.
Meteorological. Did I say that right? It's another one of them freaky words.
Freaky words.
Yeah.
Roads.
According to meteorology, it is
Meteorology?
fall. Yeah.
Dude.
I haven't even had
Meteorology.
anything to drink yet either.
Meteorology.
Yeah, see? You can't even say it.
I don't even know what the word is. Oh my god. Yes, it is. This is true. It's spooky season, that's for sure. My kids have been like nonstop talking about what they want to be for Halloween. I'm like, you guys do know that we have. This was even a couple weeks ago that they started doing this. It's like, we have like over a month still before it's even Halloween. Like we have like 2 months before it's Halloween technically. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Although you walk into Home Depot and it feels like it's starting to be. I'm surprised they don't have Christmas shit up yet.
Well, shoot, they got those freaking things that are like 30 feet tall. It's like $3,000 for like one of them animatronic, spooky things. It's like, who spends money on that?
Dude, it's a fad. I mean, each season people totally get into it, whether it's Halloween or Christmas. Really, those are the only two that you really get into, like decorations wise. It's Halloween or Christmas. I'm sure somebody's going to come on and say, no, I get into Easter or something like that. But
I mean, I get it, but spending $3,000 on a thing that's going to be out there for like a few weeks, that's like a house payment and a half.
Well, yeah. Think about when we were growing up, right? Like how much money Dad spent on Christmas lighting. You could see our house from space. I'm 99.9% sure.
Not even joking.
Yeah,
it was like
on steroids.
It was like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, where he like went lines back and forth down the roof of the house, stapled them to the friggin' roof.
He made this custom sleigh with Santa Claus in it, and leading the sleigh, because we're big outdoorsmen people. We did a lot of goose hunting and stuff back then. So we had these like goose decoys, and yeah, they were the reindeer on the top of the roof of the house.
Yeah.
It was the geese flying the sleigh. So he was very creative. I give him props.
Went from laying down to like standing up with their heads down, standing up with their heads up, and then just coming up off the ground, and then like going over the corner of our house like he was about to take off.
See, so it's totally a thing. Like you're either into Christmas or you're into Halloween decorations.
I'm more into Christmas. I love Halloween, but I'm not a huge decorator for Halloween.
I'm not a huge decorator. I mean, we put up a Christmas tree, but that's as far as I get. I think I got wore out because when we were kids, it took us 2-3 days to put all that shit up, and I'm like, as an adult, I don't want to do that. I'm good.
I at least put enough up to where it's like, oh, they're festive.
You were forced to.
Not really. I like at least being somewhat festive and put up a strand of lights here and there.
That's true. Hey, I like the ones they got nowadays where it's like the lasers, and it looks like your whole house has got lights on it. Yeah,
It's super
25
simple.
bucks.
One thing, and it decorates the whole house. You don't
Done.
have to do anything else.
Done. We are totally going off on
Yeah.
a weird tangent right now.
I know. Welcome to our life.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Hitting the Chip with Jake and Jordan. I'm Jordan Smith. I'm the driver of the 13S Cam and co-host of this here podcast. And then I'll hand it over to this guy real quick, and then we'll get into what we're going to talk about today.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jake Smith, driver of the 89 GAM. I am the salesman of the Bullshitter and Salesman.
We're bringing that back.
t-shirts. Oh, yeah. So we had a very interesting, I think we've said this on the podcast before. All the mod guys are in a chat group on Facebook, and it was a very interesting conversation the last
24 hours.
44 hours. So,
oh, Lordy.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, I'm bringing the Bullshitter and the Salesman back.
I like it. Anyways, we're going to start off. We're going to kind of give you a little bit of a, since there wasn't any racing going on locally here last weekend due to the rain out. We'll touch on that. We're going to speak about that. With that being said, they announced the championship winners for the pure stocks. We'll touch on that. And then there was a lot of announcements being made from CNS this short week. I'm glad that we kind of moved this show to Wednesday because there was a lot that actually was said between Monday and today. So we'll get into all those kind of announcements and talk about each one of those touch points. But to kick us off, we're going to give a little shout out. Oh my, hold on. I got to bring up this. Lame. That's a lazy man's decorating. Bull crap. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Hey, I at least put lights up on the house, so I actually do some work. It's just not, visible from space anymore.
I can't. I guess it is lazy man's. I'm just gonna agree with it. So, shout out.
Paul Moss, did you guys get your Who the Fuck is D3 shirts yet? Not yet.
Not yet.
We're not at the track, obviously, this weekend. Hopefully, we'll get them this weekend. I will be at the track probably on Saturday, so I will pick up those shirts.
Yeah. Shout out to our presenting sponsor, partner in AAA service. Giving you guys a heads up, there's a special going on right now for furnace tune-ups. So if you need to get your furnace checked out before the cold weather hits, be sure to do that. Call in, set an appointment. You can book today, book tomorrow, book for next week, whenever. Because once the furnace tune-up season is kind of over and it starts getting really cold, then you'll see a lot of these companies, they'll just be busier than hell, and you won't get a chance to really get it looked at until it's broke. So get it looked at early, okay? It's only $39 special to have your furnace checked out. So $39, make sure everything's running.
Tell them Smith Family Racing sent you.
Yeah, and then tell them that Smith Family Racing sent you. And then, get yourself on the books. So with that being said, here's our presenting sponsor.
I know he's down there just making noises, stalling. He just puts so much work into keeping this act going.
Hey. Yeah, Mandy's still home. Her friend's gonna pick her up like any moment. Can you do like a loop around the block or something? Perfect. Okay. Yes. All right. Thanks. See you soon.
Alrighty. So, as we talked about, we're gonna talk about what happened last weekend. They ended up canceling the race due to the rain. We were not in town, so I wasn't quite sure. But from the sounds of it, and Jake, you correct me if I'm wrong, but from the sounds of it, it sounded like it didn't start raining until super late in the day. So, but they made the announcement. What was that? Friday or Thursday? I think it was Friday.
No, it was early enough to where it was like, just don't even try coming out because we're not racing. So at least it gave people time to be aware that, we're not racing this weekend. Which
I mean, I understand it. I mean, it rained and snowed up where we were at. So I mean, it's a crapshoot. The way the weather's been over the course of the last week and a half or so, it feels more like May. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like fall, late summer. It feels like May to me. Just rainy, kind of chilly. Weird
But I
weather.
will have to say, my lawn and my water bill is really loving the rain right now. So
So
as
true.
long as it does it during the week, not the weekends, or at least if it does on the weekend, do it on Sunday.
Yeah.
Do it on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, so they made the announcement I think it was Friday. I know, yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah,
So they
Friday
made the
at like
announcement
3.
Friday at 3. Okay. So yeah, they made the announcement that they were going to cancel the race. You know, it's kind of like catch-22 there. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you let it go.
No, I think they literally put that in their post. Damned us if we do, damned us if we don't.
I mean, it's true. I mean, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you do it and then it gets canceled, then people are going to, be upset because you maybe only made it through the dash races and then it starts raining and then there's nothing you do about it. Especially this time of year, it's going to be so cold. You can't get the racetrack dry. Like, it just won't happen. But then if you cancel it early and then you run the risk of it just being nice and they go, should have been racing. So it sucks. I understand it. I understand how hard that call is to make from, the track standpoint. The only thing I didn't necessarily agree with was I was hoping that at least you would give the pure stocks another chance to run a championship night because, it's their championship night, right? We went over who was close in points. What was it, last week? I think we talked about it last week, right? Like where things were at. And there was a close race. I mean, the top 3 were within 8 points of each other. So, and as we've seen in years past, that any one of those races could totally change the dynamic of who's the championship winner. And you love to see that. You want to see Justin Young, Sean Sully, and Tanner go after it for the championship and see who pulls out on top. And then we don't end up getting that. I mean, it's hard because you have a set schedule, but to me, with the limited amount of races that we do get throughout the season, because like for us, it was 9. We were slated to have 9 races total, and that was it. Back in the day, they had 24 weeks they were racing. So there I could see, okay, if you cancel it, you cancel it. You had 23 other opportunities. Okay.
Right.
Big deal. But when you only have 9 races running in a whole season, I mean, it does, that puts a whole damper on it. And everybody's paying a lot of money to put these cars together and put them on the track. And it kind of just, it's deflating, right? Would you agree?
Oh, for sure. Oh, 100%. And then, the way they do double feature night points, the first feature is 1 point per car. Right. So especially when you have a class like the pure stocks that could have
20 something,
anywhere between 24 to 30 cars in it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of points. So even one position is really, vital. And then you go in and do the 2 point per, normal points on the second race. So it's like, for people that are 2 points behind, you finish 1 car ahead, you're now 1 point down. And now you just got to think, okay, I got to finish 1 spot ahead of the person behind me or whatever, or in front of me, and I'll get that 1 point, So now people are strategizing in their race that, no matter where they're at, like whether they're 10th, 5th, 1st, now that's like, okay, now I actually have to race and stay that 1 position ahead, or else I'm going to lose it. And then that puts on a good battle in my mind.
Oh, it absolutely does. I mean, in the fans and even the other drivers and other divisions, everybody follows it. Everybody follows what's going on. We're all invested in it. We're all intrigued. And especially with that particular group, because it was so close, you almost feel cheated. You didn't get to see what would happen in a sense.
Right.
And again, the weather is one thing. I can't control the weather. I understand that 100%. But then, like this upcoming weekend, it's going to be hard because you already have 4 divisions.
Already packed out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's packed out. And then, October 4th is a packed out one. But then but there in turn, like, it's just one division. Do you make that consideration and have that talking point of, okay, we're going to start the races an hour earlier. We're going to add these guys. We're going to run, just 2 practices. And we're just going to add them to the show, and we're going to just move up the time slot so we can try to get it in, or
Right.
maybe 2 hours, right? Like start at 4:30 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, okay, well, we heard you guys loud and clear. We understand it sucks, but just so these guys can battle it out. And we'll announce 5 champions tonight. So come on out. It's going to be a special show now, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know what the schedule is like the next 3 weeks. I don't know if there's a circle drags race still left to have. I think the last one they had was the last mod race. But if it's something like that where and I don't want to talk badly about the Demo X class, but honestly, the Demo X class wouldn't hurt my feelings if they took that out of the schedules. I know all those guys that in that class love it, but at the same time, those are just junker cars, and we have a pure stock division that needs to crown a champion the right way. And hey, we're going to move you to another night, or we're just, hey, you guys are done, and we're going to put the pure stocks in your slot, basically. And I don't know. That's maybe wrong, but I don't know. That's another idea, at least.
No, I get where you're coming from, to be honest. And that brings up the other point of, times where we've talked about it. How many divisions is too many divisions?
Right.
Because again, so the INEX crew, they get plenty of races, in my opinion. I mean, I think they get like 12 weeks out of the year.
It's 3 in 1 week.
Yeah, well, they're in turn. Yeah, if you look at it from that standpoint, they got 3 in 1 week. Yeah, 100%. But they always get a ton of races, and they have that traveling series with the Rocky Mountain Legends Association. I think that's what it's called, the RMLRA. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they got gearing to go race at. And granted, like the late models and super stocks and stuff could always go race up there as well if they really wanted to travel. But like the trucks, super lates, GAMs, they don't have a choice. That's just one place to go race at right at the current moment. So, how many divisions is too many divisions at this point? You got trains, you got figure eights. Even the figure eights, right? Like they only have one spot to go to as well, and this is it. Because to me, it's like, you want to just get more opportunities to race, more or less, throughout the entire year. And this is the part that kind of sucks, is because here we are at the very end of the year, and maybe you had 1 or 2 rainouts earlier in the year, and then you're down to only 6 races or 5 races that you got an opportunity to be a part of for the entire year.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like at that point, you really feel cheated. You're like, holy shit, like this sucks, because ultimately that's only thing you want to do is just go race.
Right.
So
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
So.
But anyways, it sucks. They didn't get a chance to reschedule it. Like I said, we pay attention to social media. We understand everybody's gripes and totally get it. So we're right there with you, but it neither here nor there now. You have a champion. It is Justin Young.
Yeah. Congrats.
Congratulations to him. I mean, he had a stellar year.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a stellar year.
So can't take away from him that the other 8 races they ran, that he did a good enough job to stay up front, and it gave him a championship. So hell of a year.
I'm counting it right now. So they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, they had a total of 8 races for the whole year.
Yeah.
And he had some wins throughout this season. He had multiple wins this year. So congratulations to him. The consistency is key in winning a championship and keeping your nose clean and finishing well. And those are the real results that you end up getting. So congratulations, Justin. Job well done. I still love the look of that car. Probably my favorite, to be honest with you. And Sean Sully ended up finishing second, 2 points behind him. Tanner McKim, he was third. He's your rookie of the year. He was 8 points out. Coming in fourth was the 54 of Giovanni Scamecca. And rounding out the top 5 was the 34 of Ronnie Johnson.
Congrats to Tanner, Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, congrats to Tanner, Rookie of the Year, going from bandos up to pure stocks and performing super well. You can't take away from him. Even Sean Sully, I mean, he had a super good year. Giovanni Scamecca, I mean, he had a really good year. I mean, he's super young, learning. Yeah, I mean, he made some mistakes on the racetrack this year, and it's gonna happen with kids that young racing in this division. So hopefully, you grow from that. Same thing for Tanner. Hopefully you learned a lot and you know what you need to do and set yourself up for next season and go kick some ass next year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was funny. Tanner actually had messaged me on Facebook a couple of days ago or something. He's like, "Do you have iRacing?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't. I mainly only use it in the off season, but like lately, I really haven't had a whole lot of time to get on it. And quite frankly, I don't remember the last time I was on it." But he's like, "Oh, hey, if you're ever on, let me know. Let's race." I'm like, "All right, dude.
Okay.
Let's do it."
I mean, I'm the same as you. I get on it pretty much during the off season and just enjoy racing with other people or get on it here and there. Not like we used to. Like during COVID, it was all the time. But, but the girls, they've gotten into it. They started using iRacing as a tool and have started flirting around. I still have to help them a lot because they still don't quite know how to navigate it, but
yeah,
it's still pretty funny.
I'd love to get one of those hydraulic seats where like when you get loose, it makes you feel it not just in your hands but in your butt. But those things are goddamn expensive.
Oh, dude, iRacing, there's people that spend 20-30 grand on this stuff, and you're like, why don't you just buy a regular fucking car?
Just buy a race car.
Buy one for cheaper than that.
That's because they can just click a button and then go back in the race, and they already got new tires, so they don't even have to spend the money on it.
Well, I mean, that is a very good point. In the long run, right? Like it's a cheaper investment.
Yeah.
And you never have to worry about wrecking it. You just hit escape.
Yeah.
And then you're good. Oh, brand new. Look at that.
Hey, look at that.
It's brand new.
I can just send it and not have to worry about nothing.
Not have to worry about it. No repercussions.
Screw the 4X incident points. It's all good.
Oh man. But the other part of that too is that the open wheel sprint car, or the non-wing sprint cars were supposed to be there this last weekend. I feel bad for them too, because it sounded like they were going to have a pretty good turnout for this particular race. So, it sucks. And I know there was quite a few people coming from longer distances to come to that race too. So there in turn, you made the decision. It helped probably those people out from traveling. If I was somebody up in Nebraska or Arizona or something like that, I would want to know before I made that trip.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wouldn't want to go down there and then, day of it's raining like hell and then you cancel it. That would suck.
Right.
So I totally understand that part of it. But yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate what happened last weekend. It's nothing you can do. But anyway, so do we want to get into some of the announcements that were made?
Yeah. So we had the idea that obviously everybody saw that, a couple days ago they posted, rules suggestions or anything like that, email them to, tech@coloradospeedway.com.
There's a form actually. There's a form that you just fill out.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's like a Google form that you fill out. You have to put your name, so you're tied to your comments. So if you talk shit, they know exactly who you are.
Yeah, right. So yeah, we'd love to talk about that in like any division, not just modifieds or anything. So like if anybody watching, there's 22 of you watching right now. So if you have suggestions, start posting them now because we'd love to talk about them and pull those up on the show. Well, while you do that, we're going to talk about the last 2 days posts that they put out there, because obviously yesterday's post kind of put a lot of people in a frenzy. So you want to read off what that was?
Oh yeah, so they came out and said, and I'll pull it up so that way I can read it verbatim, right? It had to center around the tires. It's always a thing every single year. you know, this time of year coming up to championship nights, what are we going to do about tires? Because they're in turn, you and I were talking about this earlier today, right?
Mhm.
We go back to the how many divisions that we have and then the allotted races that we have. Okay. So I am going to use the GAMs for instance right here. So we have 9 races. We're according to the rule, you have to run 3 races on your set of tires.
Mhm.
Okay, so 9 races, easy math. That's 3 sets of tires. But then that leaves for the championship night a double race. If you no cancellations, no nothing, you race those 9 races. Then it just so happens that on championship night, if you've raced every race, you're on third night old tires on a double feature night,
Mhm.
like according to the rule. Okay. So there in turn, it becomes a conversation piece. It's like it's championship night. Why aren't we running on new tires? You know, I mean, it is what it is. But
Mhm.
let me get to the comment. So it's tech news announcement. Any driver running new tires out of cycle for their division will add 100 pounds in addition to the 30 pounds on the front right of the car per 2025 rules. This will remain in effect for the remainder of the 2025 season. So obviously it started an uproar. Like,
Mhm.
you know, adding 100 pounds to the car because you're off cycle. And I get it, right? Like we've both have been there. We've talked about this even in
Mhm.
shows past, right? That you know, the people that show up every single week, you know, and you have people that play the tire game to try to get any sort of advantage.
Mhm.
It throws it off.
Mhm.
But I don't blame the drivers. It's the rule. It's the rule itself that I just don't 100% agree with. I understand the nature of the rules where you're trying to keep the cost as low as you possibly can.
Mhm.
But racing is expensive no matter what.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be expensive. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody out there knows exactly what they pay every single year, and it's expensive as shit.
Mhm.
So where the tires end up becoming, you know, that, but I see that from the flip side, you know, somebody who wrecks, Ryan Jones and Scotty Scott, for instance, you know, nothing they could do about it, but that made them go off cycle. So now you're telling them on the Tuesday before the races, right, that you're going to have to add 100 pounds for being off cycle.
Mhm.
130 pounds, sorry, 130 pounds to your car.
Right.
What if it's somebody who, I don't know, anybody, right? Like it could be any other division. Like this is one of the very few times that they could actually, maybe they work on Saturdays,
Mhm.
right? Like they work on Saturdays, and this is one of the few times they can come out. Now they got to add 130 pounds to the car.
Mhm.
Like it's to me, it's just a bad rule. It's just a bad rule. And you
Yeah.
just something like that, you just don't necessarily add 4 days before championship night, the last race of the season. Where was that at the beginning of the season?
Mhm.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, to me, like you said, with the whole how many races and then the per cycle,
Mhm.
you know, 3 races, it ends up being old tires on championship night. And like Jeremy Wall said, because in his comment, the real question is main events versus nights.
I agree.
It doesn't seem like the track can figure out how they want to do that. And this
Correct.
is the one problem I have with running double features on any night. Championship night, it's okay. But in the middle of the year, at least since we've been racing for 5 years, it's
It's
been,
changed.
oh, well, 2 races in one night just equals one night. So if we say the rule says 3 nights, 2 main events on one night, it still equals one night.
One night, yeah.
So then you really, if you think about it, you're going 4 races or 4 main events in a row before you can get new tires. So then earlier this year, I'm pretty positive, and if I'm wrong, please tell me out there. Jim stated with Greg Witherwax even saying
I
it,
remember that.
that
It was races.
double features are counting as 2 races,
Yeah.
not night. So they're going by how many races and main events and not nights. Obviously, we always, when we talk about it, we're like, oh, we have to go 3 nights. But it's per main events. So if we run this last weekend, one feature, and then this weekend we're going to run 2 features. The next race, if say this was earlier in the year, the next race would then technically be everybody would be able to get that's on that cycle new tires. So it's like there's one thing you have to nail down is what are you considering, nights or main events?
Main events, yeah.
Like that's one of the first things, because I'm not going to, obviously we don't say any names, but we had some information told to us last night that the information from this post was misconstrued. It should have been a little bit more detailed. It was for a specific situation / class, right? And we're not going to talk about it because they apparently are going to announce it or something. I don't know.
Well,
but we're not.
The clarity part is still not there, right?
The clarity part is still not there.
In the post itself, it says any driver running new tires out of cycle for their division. So to me, they're speaking to all divisions there. Like right. Like that's a blanketed statement.
And per some of the classes looking back at them, who recently had a double feature night, technically this weekend they should be allowed new tires.
Yeah.
But apparently that's wrong. So that is why that post came out yesterday, is because there's miscommunication going on, right? And nobody can figure it out. So instead of just being a little more detailed and informative, that's the post that came out.
Well, and that's why I posed the question to everybody watching, like, what would you love to see for your specific division? What would be a solve for the tire situation? Because it seems to be just a reoccurring theme every single year. It always comes down to the tires. Like the biggest gripes that most people have, it's never really about the tech rules itself. Like there are, but it's always centered around the tires and the tire situation across the board, except for the super lates because they get new tires.
They get new tires
no matter what. It doesn't matter. But
road
trucks, late models, GAMs, all of them, right? Like we all are on a tire cycle rule, and there's always questions around this.
Right. Well, and correct me if I'm wrong. Pure stocks and super stocks and figure eights. I think figure eights. They're on a 5-night, right? Yeah, or night or main event cycle. So of course, for those classes, especially, like tires are huge. And I mean, I've never ran a Comanche, so I don't know how good they are, how long they last, but I've heard a lot of griping this year that 4th, especially definitely on the 5th night, they're junk. And I mean, how safe is that? So wouldn't you want to allow all classes championship night, the option, not mandatory, the option to run new tires on championship night? Obviously, people in the championship hunt, they're going to want to get new tires. People that are mid-pack back, hey, that's your option. You can do it. You don't have to, but obviously most people would probably do it because it's like, well, if I want to be competitive, then I got to get new tires.
Right.
Well, when you're running for a championship, tires are everything, especially in the super stocks. I've heard, like I said, new tires for them, it's like, holy cow, I was running a piece of shit and now I'm running a Cadillac.
Yeah.
So.
But it's true. Like there's been situations on championships nights and double feature nights where we've ran into where it was like that third night, so to speak. And then that second race, the second main event would technically start like the new cycle. So people have questions around that. So I can run the old tires for the first main and then I can put on new ones for the second one, right? Because I remember that it lines out. And then they go, no, it's complete night of racing, which is what the rule shows in the rule book. But it still begs the question when you have them talking about what is a complete night and they start talking about main events in the drivers meetings, it just begs for more questions. Like, where's the clarity?
Right. When we had that issue with a couple of classes, I think it was like 2022, where there was like 3 classes on championship night that was like, okay, per your guys' rule, it states this, So
I remember that.
are we allowed to switch to new tires on the
Mhm.
30 lapper or, the second main event? And I
No.
think Jim got so frustrated with how many people were asking that. He was finally just like, you know what? Fuck all you guys. Whatever you qualify on, that's what you're running all night.
Right. Well, and remember
Okay, so then
made
can I
that
run
he made
the
that
tires?
announcement about if you come and ask me, you're going to be asked to leave or something. Remember, it was something like
He I don't know. Yeah, he did some sort of threat to where it was like,
yeah.
just shut up. So it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna throw my new tires on because if you said whatever I qualify on is what
You
I
have to run on.
all night. Well, if I'm able to run my second main event on new tires, well, I'm just gonna run the new tires all night.
All night. There were some people that did that.
Yeah, there
They
was
were
a lot of
"Fuck
people
it,"
that
and
did
they were
that.
like, I put the new tires on. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, shit.
I think there was a lot of people that did that. Yeah, on
I remember
all
that.
those classes that
Mhm.
night.
I
So-
remember that. But there it again, this is just a great talking point because like I said, it's always seems to be something that we talk about every single year towards this time of year is about the tires.
Mhm.
Me personally, I hate the 970 tire. I think it's junk. It used to be really good. I'm not going to say that it's always been bad. It used to be a really good tire back when you first started racing. Like your first year, it was a damn good tire. But in the tire rule then, I liked more than the tire rule we have now.
Mhm.
The top 5 finishers impounded their tires, and then the rest of the field, 6 on back, you got a new set. You could buy a new set every night if you finish 6th on back.
Yeah.
But
And
in turn, it was just the option. You didn't have to.
You didn't have to, but you could.
But you could if you wanted to.
So, funny thing you bring that up because I was talking to, I think it was John Seeley, and the reason they got rid of that rule is because during COVID,
They didn't have the tires.
Huh?
They didn't have the stock.
I know that, but they were considering doing that same. Well, I mean, they did the same rule the next year, but what was happening was you'd get guys that are on your second or third night on those tires. So it's like, well, I'm in third. Top 3 have to, or in fifth, whatever it was, top 5,
Mhm.
top 3 had to impound the tires. Well, I'll just give up the 2 points, let the guy in 6th pass me for 5th, make him impound his tires. I'm going to get new tires next weekend and then go out and wax the field the next weekend because I'll be on new tires and all those top 5 guys are going to be on like their 4th night old tires or 3rd night old tires.
But if you're running for a championship and you're a consistent top 3 car, because you could get new tires after 3 nights of having them impounded like they're doing now.
But you could also kind of play that game.
You could.
Where you could get new tires the week earlier, and so when they're going on their 3rd night, you're on your 1st night of on a new set.
Totally understand that, but when it comes down to the championship at the end of the year, that fuckery that you try to play could cost you the championship. Sure, you might get a win, but you might lose the championship because of it because you want to play the game.
You could definitely.
You could, but I understand. Look. Everybody's going to try and manipulate a tire rule no matter what.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what tire rule you put out there. They're going to try to manipulate it.
Yeah. 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and again, this was a topic of conversation that we had with a bunch of the fellow drivers in our division. Because I think that it's a great topic. So for me, I propose, I don't mind the 3-night tire rule because of the cost factor. Like the more you can keep that part of racing cheaper,
the
better it's going to be. I don't mind the 3-night rule. I hate the 3-night rule on that specific tire because it just doesn't last. By the time even the 2nd night rolls around, you lose how much speed out of it. Right. So
I mean, even just on new set from qualifying to when you
the end of the main
to the end of the main event, 30 laps, it's a huge significant drop off.
That's very true. That is very true on that specific tire. To me, how do you keep racing cheaper? You quit changing rules for one. Like you got a good rules package, just leave it alone. Okay. But then when it comes to the tire situation, The biggest factor, and we saw it, what was it, last year, right? The figure eights were on that 970 tire.
Mm-hmm.
And they were at what, 3,200 pounds?
Yeah.
And they were blistering the tire after like 1-2 nights. Blistering the tire. Like they were gone. There was nothing left of them.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you?
But remember, Hoosier, they reached out to Hoosier, and it's because they were not running the right air pressure.
Air pressure.
Yeah.
I know. I remember that comment, and I laughed my ass off so bad. That was like,
You
really?
guys are putting too much air in it. Yeah, you guys are
Air
putting too much
pressure
air
is
in
what
it.
making them suckers go down to the cord.
Right. Not the condition of the track or the weight of the car or anything like that.
That's the biggest thing, is the weight of the car. Like for us, it's the overall weight being 2575, and it's just a lot of load on that tire. We're heavier. I mean, we're not supposed to be that heavy, to be honest. I mean, they're just not supposed to be that heavy. If you took 100 pounds off the car, that tire would perform better. It really would. It would last longer. But that begs the question, why don't you maybe do testing then? If there's this big gripe about the tire situation and the fall off and all that stuff, then pick 5-6 people from each division outside of the super lates, because they don't matter. You know, even the trucks. I've heard it from the trucks and the late model guys, because they're in turn. They're like 3,200 pounds, and they're talking about how the F70 sucks. You know, like, it don't last. Okay, so then why don't we do some testing here? Why don't you pick 5 guys and be like, we're going to order a couple sets of tires. We're going to go to a harder compound. We're going to do something different here. And we want you guys to go out there 30 laps, run a main event, come back in, right? We'll do your lap times, everything. We're going to do like a true tire test here to figure out what it is that you guys want.
I mean, you don't even have to bring in a different tire compound. Just come in and let's just start with the weight. Okay.
Well,
you guys are griping about how these tires are falling off too quickly. Okay. We're at 2,900 pounds. What weight do you guys want to be at? Do you want to drop like 200 or 300 pounds? Okay. Let's go down to 2,600 pounds. I mean, I don't know if the trucks, can get that light. I've never worked on a truck. I've only driven one, but, would love to hear from truck drivers out there. If you can get your truck down to 2,600 pounds, would that make a huge difference? I think it would make a huge difference. That's 300 pounds lighter. So if you can put it down to 2,600 pounds, would that make a huge difference? Start there, test there. Let's just go to a lighter weight, take 5 or 6 people, and not just like the top 5. Do 2 of the top 2 that are kind of in the middle, and then, 2 that are kind of in the back, and get your feedback from everybody.
Because, and again, and this is kind of my point, because we've experienced this with a different weight in our cars and a different tire, and it ends up lasting. They do that. We were at 2,450 with our cars, and when we went out to join the people in the Midwest, and we were at 2,450, and we were on the harder compound slick F70 tire, and we put over 100 laps on that set of tires that you had, right? And then we slapped on a brand new set, and we only gained like a half a tenth. It
was almost a tenth.
It was almost a tenth from over 100 lap old tires to that. So that's my point, more or less, is okay. So that way it eliminates the whole tire stuff. If you can just find a tire and a package that will last, it won't matter what you're on tire cycle night. If somebody decides to play the game, I'm going to come in on that third night because everybody's going to be off cycle, and I'm going to get a brand new set, and then they're going to be screwed. Right? Like there are people out there that play the game. Like, let's just be honest. There are.
Well, and people that, okay, after your third night and somebody that maybe put new tires on, hey, can I buy your takeoffs?
Yeah.
It's only got one race on it. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Now you're getting tires cheaper, and they're newer than what you have, and they're going to be just as good.
Right. So like for the pure stock, super stocks, and again, I'd love to see some feedback here. Love to hear your conversation. What you guys think? Is that tire on from the first night to the third night for you guys? Do they maybe change that down to go from, instead of you guys are only buying technically 2 sets a year to where you buy 3 sets for the year, an additional $500. And would that make it more competitive and more consistent, right? Like being on from first night, second night to third night, would the fall off be that big of a difference where you're like, I can't run them? Or would it be, no, that's manageable? So would it just be, okay, cut all those guys going from 5 nights on their tires down to 3. And then like for us, to me, it's just change the damn tire and the weight and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
And, you know, same thing for the trucks and the late models. They got a good tire. I really like that tire. Just cut the weight out of the car. Let them go down to 2,600 pounds instead of 3,000 or 3,200 or 3,400 or whatever the hell they're at. Like you're just heavy. You're just way heavy. What am I missing?
Oh, just Paul Himmler. What gay person sucks on a fruit pouch? You know what? My nieces don't drink their Capri Suns, and when that's like the only thing I got, they're delicious, man.
He's slurping it too. That's
They're
the best
good,
part.
man. Hell yeah.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Okay, I'm just gonna pull this up because then we can speak on this. Figure 8 cars are 3,200 pounds and make 4 corners that are over 90 degrees, and the Comanches are killed after 4 races, or after 4 to 3 races.
No,
see, there you go.
All 4 are killed after 3 races.
After
all
3
4
races.
tires.
And there it is, right? Like, you know what the experience is. I understand the nature of a tire rule. I 100% get it. But then just figure out a different way to make them last longer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hoosier has such a stranglehold on it. I know there's other competition out there, you know, between American Racer and heaven forbid that Cobra tire that everybody keeps talking about, or Goodyear. I mean, who knows, right? Like it doesn't, the way it's going to be solved to me is you have to go through that pain point of trying to test and figure out a different tire and not listen to Hoosier and listen to your drivers.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to know.
Right.
Because Hoosier's not here. They might suggest whatever. They're in the business of making money. They don't give a shit what tire you take. They just want to sell tires. They don't care. Right? Am I wrong?
Not at all. And, you know, I haven't looked at other rule books for super stocks across, you know, United States compared to ours, or, you know, obviously the late models, they're more of a sportsman like we've talked about, and then trucks, they don't run anywhere else. So it's kind of hard to like kind of compare, okay, well, like they run these trucks out at, you know, Toledo, you know, and they're running this rule package and they're saying their tires can last like 6 nights, you know?
Right.
So it's like, it's hard to compare rules, but like super stocks, pure stocks, I've never really looked into the rules around the United States for the different, you know, rules, but maybe they're on a different tire, other states are on different tires, or, you know, maybe it's better, maybe it's worse, you know, that would be interesting to kind of look at with some of these series that we have, is what's other states and other tracks running, what's their rule package, and how do those drivers like those rules with that tire?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like kind of like we did with John, what was that, last year before? We had him and we were talking about rules and with the modifieds and comparing them.
Right.
You know, would love to kind of do that with the super stocks and see comparable to what other tracks are doing, and is it better or is it not?
Well, and there's plenty of knowledgeable people that are sitting here watching this show that could totally give us a little bit more insight that we could bring up and talk about. But weight and the tire, those are the tire itself is the most important piece on a race car. I don't care what anybody says. It's the most important piece. If that sucker don't last, you're not going to be fast. You're not going to win. You're not going to do any of that. Granted, we're all in the same boat, but still, like, it's still entertainment. You still need to make the racing entertaining, and you need to make it at least that point, it's somewhat cost effective, because it's a local show. Like, this isn't a touring series, nothing like that. So that's, again, I still understand the nature of a tire rule, but if you're going to have a tire rule of that, you know, 3 nights, 5 nights, whatever, then damn well give us a tire that's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a package for the car, the weight and stuff in the car that's going to make that tire work too.
Mm-hmm.
Because those are things that don't cost money. Like the tires, of course, they cost money. You're going to have to pay for tires no matter what. But those aren't, we're changing the carburetor rule, or we're going to, blah, blah, blah. Like taking weight off a car doesn't cost anything. It really doesn't. No money involved. So it's you're not going to drive people away by doing that necessarily.
Yeah. Shoot, in some regards, some people, they'd like that. Like, hey, if I could take some weight out of the car, that'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, I only have so much room to give, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we'll save that for another day.
Yeah.
But it goes back to this. So they did make another announcement. There was a lot of back and forth going on, like I said, at least within the modified conversation that we were having with multiple people. It started talking about the rules and just getting everybody on the same page. So I do urge everybody, whether you like your co-competitors or not, I would say start conversations with people. Like, get on the same page, because the more you guys get on the same page, the better off it's going to be, because then you'll get things done and you'll get things changed that will be effective for your division or your class, rather than being personal agenda. Like, think about it from that standpoint. What would be more beneficial for you to save a buck, for one, and also put on a better race and a better show, and how you could better, make your race car without costing a shit ton of money.
Right.
So get on the same page.
Right. And get them in now, because I'm glad they're doing this now. Usually they wait until December 15th. Oh, hey, for rule suggestions, please send them out. And,
I applaud them for putting it out now. Like, I 100% agree, because we've talked about that, where, they've put it out December, January. You go through 5 iterations of different rules, and then here we are, March. Okay, this is the final one, and then you got a month to get your car together.
Yeah.
So the fact that they're doing it now, and hopefully it'll be announced, like, here's the rules, 2026 rules package come November.
Right. I was just going to say that. Like, you need to have your rules package kind of sealed and done with, or at least like, okay, hey, here's the proposed rule changes. Your thoughts on it. Again, do this form, and then our final package will be solidified December 1st. Let's just say. So then people are going to have all off season. They're going to have 4 months to get their cars ready.
Yeah. And it's done. Like, once it's done, it's done. That's your rules going into the next season. Don't change anything. Be thorough. Go through the rules. Read each rules. Is this clear enough? Is there anything that could be misinterpreted here?
Yeah. Anything that sounds Shakespearean, put it into dummies, rednecks reading rules 101 for dummies.
ChatGPT, bro.
Yeah.
Just be like, make this so a 2-year-old could understand, and then boom, it'll spit something out at you. I guarantee it.
4 tires every 3 nights.
Oh my God. There he is. Oh man. So again, going back to what they said, they did come out with another post. And this one was from today, 7 hours ago. Attention GAM drivers, thanks very much for your feedback. All GAMs will be permitted to tire up for Saturday, September 20th. We'll open the tire shed today from 2 to 6 for anyone wanting to buy, and then we'll also open it up on Friday. So
I want to know is where they got the feedback.
Yeah, I didn't
they didn't call me. I know there was a couple people they may have called yesterday, but they turned off their comment section when they posted the tire thing yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's like, where'd you get this feedback from?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know.
Thanks, Kyle Clegg.
Yeah. We're to blame him. 'Cause I know he really wants to race this year.
We appreciate your feedback on the GAM tires.
So yeah, they get a sticker up, which I mean, great. Again, I wish every division could sticker up, to be honest with you. I think it's championship night. If somebody wants to spend the money, I totally understand it. If you don't, but that should be something that they predetermined at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Either set your schedule where you have an amount of races that will allow you to have championship night. You're no matter what, you be on a new cycle,
Mm-hmm.
or be like, hey, if there's rainouts, blah blah blah, doesn't matter. If you guys get short-sighted a bunch of races this year, no matter what, championship night, you all can sticker up. So that way, yeah, that's just to the point of some of the people that are making comments, you try to budget out for the entire year. Totally understand that and respect that. So then that gives everybody, they know what to expect come the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right. Did you see Dave Smith's post or comment there? Has it not come through
just
yet?
Idea?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pull it up. Go ahead and read it.
Yeah, so Just Idea, if you have 9 nights to race, you're allowed 3 sets and run new when you want. But once you use your 3 sets, you have to run whatever you have left from those 3 sets.
Love it.
We've talked about that too. That's a great idea. And that way it makes you
it's a bank
manage your tires all year long, kind of like Robert Davey and Jeremy Wall are talking about here earlier in the year, or early in the comment section about tire management. Well, that is an option, tire management. So if you're allowed, I would say four sets, just so that people have extras just in case. But tire management. Okay, well, if you can run the new tires whenever you want, but you're going to get tires marked down, and if you're using tires that aren't on your sheet from the beginning of the year, then obviously there's an infraction there. You can make a call, but
right.
Yeah, but yeah.
So great point, right? So you have it allows the drivers and the teams to manage the tires, not the track dictating the tires. That has always been my biggest thing. We've talked about that in episodes in the past too. That putting that part of the racing back into their hands to strategize is far better than you dictating when you can and cannot have tires, because then you don't have this conversation about, is it main events? Is it nights? What's the deal? Be more clear. Takes that out. No, you got 9 tires to choose from, or 16 tires to choose from. Use them up wisely. We're gonna check them every single night across, and it takes an extra 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You check it at the beginning. You don't have to check them all the time. You check them when you roll over for qualifying, right? And then you check them after the main event. That's it.
Yeah. And for dialogue even further on it, when we went to the Snowball Derby this last year, and when Jace was running, and most of the guys there was a caution at lap 75 or something like that, somewhere around there. They chose not to put new tires on. They just fueled up. Like 95% of the field decided to throw on new tires. And, in Jace's post-race interview, he talked about, I'm surprised guys changed tires at that point, because these tires that we're running, you can run them to about 120, 130 laps, and then that's kind of when it really starts to fall off. But they're manageable for about 120 laps. So it's why guys change them so early? No idea. Well, he got kind of lucky though. He was getting close to being lapped, had a caution come out, and went on through sticker tires on. Everybody else had about 50, 60 laps on those tires, I would say, somewhere in there. And he went out and started waxing the field because of his tire management. And everybody thought all of a sudden, toward the end of the race, well, how did he get an extra set? Well, he didn't have an extra set. He was smart with his tire strategy, and ran the first set a lot longer. And then when everybody else was running, 50, 60 laps on their tires, well, all right, I'm gonna stick her up. And went out and had what, like a 4-second lead on the field when he put those new tires on and got in the lead finally.
I mean, yeah,
He stretched it pretty good.
drove from like 15th or something like that to the front. Yeah, but that's a great point because once again, it becomes a strategy for the team, the drivers, the owners, whoever manage your guys' tires, versus just the track dictating when you can and cannot have tires. There's just here you go, buy them up now, and then you can manage them however you want throughout the entire season. It is a great point. It is a great point, but still, to me, like, I'd still like to see the tires themselves last just longer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I still think there's a need for that to get just a better tire across different divisions or lose the weight, whatever. So that way they do last longer. And
Right.
then you're not totally screwed on if you're trying to manage to get 3 nights consecutively out of them, that you're a sitting duck on that third night.
Right.
So,
but I'm a huge proponent that, and it's, again, budget for your own car and your own team and your own situation, but allow the drivers to have the option championship night, regardless of where they're at in the tire cycle. Put the best product of racing for each division out on the racetrack,
right,
on your championship night.
Right. Because then it takes away that tire. Again, I know there's people that get into wreck their cars, stuff like that. Takes them a while to come back out, and that might be their next race that after they got it fixed. Okay, then it's not their fault necessarily that they're off cycle, but then everything is an equal playing field at that point. It doesn't matter if that's your third race or if you're running for the championship points. Like, everything's equal playing field, no matter what. Yeah,
exactly.
I agree. So I mean that I'm glad to see that, at least for the one division. I don't know how many cars are going to be out there. I mean, there was some comments made about moaning and griping about the tire situation, and now that you got your way, how many of you guys going to show up? Well, that doesn't fucking matter. It's the principle of what they did and what they were trying to do. It doesn't matter the griping aspect of it. It's just, you don't make those type of changes and rule changes in a week before the championship. You just don't. You don't do it. That was my biggest gripe. But
well, and there's some people where we got some out-of-town races going on, and it's like, well, even if I can stick her up or can't stick her up, do I want to risk not having my car for the out-of-town race coming up, or do I not? So, there's a lot of people that I'm just not going to make it out because for my own sake and not having to fix my car before the out-of-town race and all off season.
That people make that decision.
Yeah, people make that decision.
Their investment.
Yeah,
it's their investment. What they feel like they need to protect it, and it's not worth it. They're out of championship hunt, or they just weren't having the season that they thought they were going to, and they decided to sit. Understand it.
Yeah,
totally understand it.
Right.
But back to, I guess I didn't see a whole lot of comments come through about what changes they thought for each one of their divisions, because I would love to hear some of the suggestions that you guys think would be beneficial. To me, again, it goes back to the less the better. I know in the GAMs, I think it's a good rule package overall. I don't think there needs to be much changes. I know that there's a lot of people that have questions about the fab stub issue, but
I did like this one from Jeremy. I don't know if you can see it and pull it up. The on track calls one.
Yeah, I can pull that one up. Hold on.
This is
read it.
I think for on track calls, we need to take the judgment calls away. All cars involved in a caution go to the back. In my opinion, that will get rid of 90% of the bad calls. 100%.
Agreed.
If you really look at it in the rule book, that's what it states. But for some reason, there's races where they do that, and then there's races where they don't do that. So, you know, they need to, that's again one of those one rules that, like, if that's what your rules are, stick to those rules and enforce those rules. If someone spins somebody out, I get it. If you're leading and you get spun out, like, it sucks, but all involved, go to the back.
I mean, you don't see it in the upper tier divisions of NASCAR. You're involved in a wreck, you go to the back no matter what. You spin out, you go to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I don't like about NASCAR is if you dump somebody, you don't go to the back. You still get to race, and the person that got dumped goes to the back. I don't agree with that. So that's where I do like that idea. Like, if you're involved in an incident, then you both go to the rear. There's no judgment call, because as a track director, you know, a race director or something, the last thing you want to do is be in the business of subjective calling.
Right.
You just don't want to put that pressure on yourself, and because then you're just opening yourself up for favoritism, those type of allegations, and you don't want that. You'd be like, nope, you're involved in a wreck, both of you go to the rear. Whoever's involved in the wreck, you go to the rear. Even if you spin out on your own, right? You're spun out, you go to the rear.
Right.
Doesn't matter at that point. That's just it would make it so much more simplistic to not have that judgment call. Yeah.
Right.
So I agree. No, I agree with Jeremy.
Pull up Scott Johnson's comment.
Have the off-season drivers meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been a proponent for that
We've talked
since
about
we've
this
started.
For a long time.
And I've heard the only reason that they don't do that anymore is because it becomes like a bicker bitch fest and nothing ever really gets done. But if you, in my mind,
Leadership.
if leadership, states, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have you guys come out. We're going to buy everybody food or beer or whatever. There's not going to be any bitching, any of this, any of that. It's going to be a suggestion. We're going to constructively talk about it. If it starts becoming a bitch fest, we're going to end the meeting there, and whatever the rules are that we come up with are the rules. Don't want to hear it.
Well, and then you just ask that if it's one specific person or two specific people, you just be like, well, you're done. You're not allowed to have an opinion anymore. You can leave.
Right.
It's simple as that. Just
you lost your privilege to have a voice.
Just be a mediator.
Yeah.
Why can't you have, again, why can you not have those conversations? Why are those conversations so hard to have is my question.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you sit there and talk to the people that put on the show? Let them have that conversation with you, because for one, to me, it'll just show more caring, right? Like that you care, you actually want to listen to them. Because sure, you can shoot off your email and stuff like that and give your opinions and stuff, but you don't really know. They say they do, right? Like, and you can trust them, but you don't really know for a fact if every one of those emails gets actually read or not.
Right.
You know, you'll never know. But at least in that situation, you know, and you feel like your voice is actually being heard. And for somebody who shows up 1 or 2 nights a year, they get the same respect as the person that wins the championship.
Right.
True? Yeah.
True.
Agreed.
True. Yeah. I'd love to see that happen now that there's at least new ownership. Would love to see that come back again. Make drivers off-season meetings great again.
and you can do it at the beer garden.
Beer garden or support a local freaking sponsor, one of the restaurants or bars or something, you know? Like, hey, we're gonna have a meeting with some of the drivers. We're gonna have our super late model class come out, and we're gonna come over to your bar grill this night. Can you please section off an area that's quiet for us so we can have a conversation, but we're going to come have some beers and food with you. You know?
Well, and here, I mean, here's another alternative idea. I don't necessarily like this just because you feel like judge and jury. Do the meeting on a Zoom call. That way the track can control who speaks and when. I mean, I understand that would eliminate a lot of the, like, I'm going to talk over you and I'm just going to get my point across. And no matter what you say, it's not going to matter because I just want my point to get across.
Mm-hmm.
It would eliminate that.
Right.
And that would be a better step in the right direction.
Right.
To be honest, because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, at least you get to have that face-to-face conversation and boom, right there, it's done. You talk about, hey, what rules do you guys want to talk about? Oh, I want to talk about this rule. Okay, let's bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
All in favor? Yay. All in favor? Or who's opposed? Nay. Okay, voted. It's staying or it's going. Then
Right.
move on to the next one.
Right.
And then that way, when you leave that meeting space, you know what to expect. You know what the rules are going to be. You know what the changes are.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just goes into effect.
Right.
Or if you need more clarity on something, because they're in turn, right? Like you can have those conversations with people right then and there and be like, what is your question? What are you not clear about? How,
Right.
okay, what would make this more clear to you?
Right. Yeah.
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 Okay.
100%.
I'm just going off on a tangent. Is that?
Well,
But yeah, I mean, I would love to see that happen more than just the, you know, just give us the suggestions and then just hopeful. But there in turn, that's why I urge everybody to get on the same page, because if you all put in the same request, then maybe it'll get done. But you all got to be on the same page. It's hard, but you got to be on the same page.
yeah. Do you see Ben Stanley's comment?
Oh, let's see. I'd like to see the Bando program aligned more closely to how INEX runs their shows. There are 3 classes: beginners, bandits, and outlaws. Qualifying is 4 cars at a time for 4 laps. Mains are 20 to 25. Him and I have had a lot of conversations around this. Yes, I do agree, because for those kids to get the experience of what it's truly like to race, rather than just doing I don't mind the group qualifying. I'm glad that they're actually getting to qualify now versus before it was pill draw, all that.
Or at least have a receiver.
Yeah, and having
transponder.
transponders on the cars. I mean, that's a huge step in the right direction. They do get the short end of the stick a lot of the times. I mean, this year they had the junior bandits, which was beginners. Then they had the bandits and the outlaws. So they technically speaking, they did have, you know, three divisions of bandos. And towards the latter part of the year, I thought there was only maybe 1 or 2, actually really just 1 kid that you would consider really just a beginner still. Leah, Addie, and Maverick, even all them, they all got incredibly faster as the season progressed, and I think just putting them all together was going to be fine. Now the other part of that is when you got 14 of them and they're ages 8 to 12, 8 to 11, you know what I mean? Then it becomes a cluster. So keeping them split up is still a car saver, more or less.
Right.
But I think they deserve to have more laps. Absolutely. I think they deserve to have more laps.
Not only the laps, but better track design. I hate the track design. It's no other track runs what we run. It needs to change. That's all I'll say about that. But more laps, I agree. I would say the divisions and the, you know, amount of laps, that would be a good one. I like that one, but I think it needs to start first with track design and then start moving forward from there.
Yeah, and it's tough because of the damn dirt hills. It really is tough.
Yeah.
Because of the damn dirt. Because then if you open them up to the big track, I mean, they're flat-footing it all the way around the place no matter what anyways. But if you open up to the big track, then they're going to be flat-footing it anyways. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I've gone back and forth. I think there's a little bit more skill level with how they have the track laid out now, but it's so hard on those cars because they don't have a full suspension in them. I mean, shit breaks real easy when you're going through the gutter. So that part of it's hard. But I would, if I had my choice, I'd get rid of the dirt hills and pave the fucking infield and put a little small track in the infield, not only for them, then you add the quarter midgets and let them come race with you guys every now and then, and make a smaller track for the Legends cars. Then you got an option for a third mile, right? Third mile, quarter mile, whatever on the inside of that place. And then swap it over every other race. You're swapping racetracks for the Legends cars. You get to run the big track, then you get to run the small track.
I just think for purposes of learning for the Bando kids, you're doing them no justice by just saying, just hold it to the floor and make it stick, right? They're not learning car control. They're not learning lifting points, braking points, throttle points. Like, that's what they need to learn. That's what they're going to be doing in the future. Let's get them doing that now. I mean, even when they go to other tracks like gearing, or, you know, when, I mean, I would assume that at, you know, the Charlotte like Nationals that the Stanleys went to this last weekend, even if they're not braking, they still have to lift.
Oh, he said they're braking hard. Like,
so
they're in the corner, brake, throttle.
If you're braking, then why are we still in this masquerade of just hold it to the floor? Makes no sense.
I mean, it's the nature of just the way the racetrack is laid out. And again, like if I had my choice, I wouldn't just think about doing the interior of the racetrack just for the Bando kids. I'd think about it from the standpoint of doing it for the Legends too, giving them an opportunity to have a short track and changing it up, just having an option to be able to change it up and create more entertainment. That's all.
Pull up Valerie's comment too.
Let me go back to it.
Bandos get no pay, no VIP after racing, so they should get 2 VIP tickets at the driver meeting. If not, a Bando driver meeting, no VIP ticket for next race.
I think they should just be free no matter what.
I was going to say, I honestly think the Bando kids should be
driving.
Free.
You're
Obviously,
free.
The crew has to pay, or parents or whatever. But I think if the Bando kids aren't getting any money or anything like that, and no VIP tickets given to them after the races like the big cars do when you get your check in the mail, they should be free every night.
Every night.
Every night.
Every night. Those kids should be free. Absolutely. I think any Bando division should be a free entry just for the car and the driver. Absolutely. I agree with that one 1,000%.
Yeah.
Obviously not the nature of the way it goes right now, but maybe that'll change. And they have in the past where we've gotten the free VIP tickets, I know, for big cars and stuff, and we end up using them on those specific nights. But yeah, I mean, give them enough to where they can, bring their friends along, right? Like they're kids. They're in school. I'm sure there's a lot of intrigue about what they do, and maybe some of their friends want to come, and then they get an opportunity to bring a friend along, right? Because then ultimately, if a friend tells, hey, their parents, and they've never been, then you got more people coming to the racetrack. It's just a very easy way to be able to network and word of mouth your racetrack without losing any money, really.
And you never know. They might get inspired and, hey, Mom, Dad, I want to do this.
Right.
There's another car.
Right. There's another car. And we've seen that. I mean, over the course of the last 3 years, that the Bando division itself is shit. There was 14 bandits this year and 10 outlaws. There's like 24 freaking Bandos out there any given night. It's growing, and I know people that are going to be getting into it next year. There's going to be more that are going to be coming out. So it's again, it's the next generation. Treat them the way they should. Just make it free. It's not costing you shit. They're going to buy hot dogs. They're going to buy hamburgers.
Those kids, I couldn't tell you how many times you see the Bando kids over there. Can I get an ice cream? Can I get chicken fingers? You know?
I remember like letting the girls go. This was my mistake. I think it was last year. They were like, "Can I go get an ice cream?" I'm like, "Sure," and gave them like $20, right? Expecting to get change back. No. They bought ice cream for themselves and all their friends. I didn't mind it. It wasn't really a big deal. But that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what ends up happening is they're going to spend money in other ways at the
Mhm.
racetrack. They're going to
Right.
hound the shit out of me to go buy them 15 ice creams in a night.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Ben, so many French fries. Yeah, so many French fries that then end up all over the floor of my trailer. Ketchup
I missed my mouth,
packets
bro.
and-
Leave me
yeah,
alone.
something. You missed something. I don't know what it is.
Was there anything else that we kind of like we
I've been trying to
may not have
keep with
missed?
it and watching everybody's comments.
I thought there was another one. I'm going back through. Sorry, everybody.
Well, Johnny Berardi had said, when we were talking about the spin outs, he said that I-25 had a 2-spin rule. If you spin out by yourself, you're black flagged.
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
if you cause a couple of cautions, yeah.
Again, I think we have that rule. It just never gets enforced
There's a lot of shit that
until
doesn't get
like
enforced.
2 cars get wadded up. And it's like, okay, you're done.
Yeah. I mean, aggressive driving, that doesn't get managed well enough, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Get a simple slap on the wrist, and that's it.
Hashtag feral pit kids. That's funny. That's a good one,
It's
Brett.
so true. It's so true.
That one's funny.
Like run around like wild dogs in the pits.
Yeah.
Anybody seen my kids? No.
Well, I don't know if we talked about this last week, but yeah, there was a point where the Gassers were like, "Have you seen Chandler?" Like,
yeah.
More than likely, he's with the girls. So if they come back and he's not with them, then I'd get worried. But I'm pretty sure they'll come back.
Absolutely. Okay, so this upcoming weekend, you have Challenge Cup night. We've talked about Challenge Cup in general. Which I have another question actually, because we'll get to it in a second. Actually, let me go through the lineup. So Super Late Model 100, Grand American Modified Special, Super Stock Special, Figure 8 Special. So you're gonna have 4 champions crowned this upcoming weekend. It does look like it's going to be nice weather. So pray, everybody, however you do your thing.
Racing.
Everybody
we're racing.
Yeah, everybody get on, the religion train for a couple of days and do some Hail Marys or praise Allah or whatever. Doesn't matter. Just make sure that the weather's going to be nice. Super Late Models 100 Challenge Cup night. We had an interesting conversation with our mom about this because, we brought this up a few weeks back about Challenge Cup and what it would take to make it a premier event again and what our thoughts were. And she wanted to know what would be a good purse that would warrant huge intrigue from around the country where people would show up like they do like the Snowball, right? And all these other prestigious races around the country. Like, what would that purse number have to be for Challenge Cup to make it on that same level? And I told her and this number was ridiculous, but to me, this is what it would necessarily take. Anywhere from 30 to 35 grand to win. And you had like $2,500 to start, $3,000 to start. That whole place would be nothing but super late models.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but super late models. You couldn't have another division on that night because it'd be 60 plus cars.
I mean, you could, but I mean,
you get my point.
Yeah, you would just have to make the event for the super late models like 2 to 3 days, like they do the Snowball, right? So like come in on Thursday, trailer hauler come in, and then all Friday, they're practicing all Friday. And then Friday night, you can open up the stands if you want. Qualifying Friday night, kind of like Snowball does. It's a huge event. It's, I mean, literally, like it's its own spectacle.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could run a class that night if you want, just to kind of fill time. But Friday night's qualifying. Saturday, they have a couple practices earlier in the day, and then you have a couple local division stuff. You run a last chance race with the super late models.
Yep.
You run the main event just to give time between the races. Run the local show main events in between, like 1 or 2 of them. That's it. And then boom, like 8 o'clock, 8:30 at the latest, you're starting the Challenge Cup. And I wouldn't even make it 100. I would make it 150, at least 150 laps. 200.
I'd make it 300.
Yeah.
300 laps.
Yeah. Make them at least have to change one set of tires.
Minimum.
At minimum.
Minimum. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd make it 300 laps. You get 3 sets of tires. Manage them how you want.
Yeah.
Go out
And you
there.
bump everything else up.
35 grand, 40 grand to win, whatever.
Like the local guys, you're running your main event at like 6 o'clock, right? So like the last chance race starts at like, let's say 5 o'clock. And then by 6 o'clock, hopefully that last chance race is over. Local guys, you're running yours. Boom, they're done. 7:30, they're pulling cars out on the track, doing driver intros. 8:30, that race is starting.
But I mean, going back to kind of like what the real premise of that question was, and even everybody out there, give your opinion. What do you think it would take as far as a purse goes? Because the promotion end of it is another whole part of it. Like you would have to get.
That's the biggest thing, is promoting it.
It's the promotion of
you
it.
Can, I mean,
a whole other part.
Just look at just this year. I mean, there's been times where you get a 20,000, which to me, a 20,000 to win race, like you should be pulling in 40 cars.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And they're not. Why? Because nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows about Snowball. It's the same time every single year. Everybody puts it on their calendar every single year. But there's not a whole lot of people outside of kind of the Colorado, Wyoming, Kansas, New Mexico realm that know anything about Challenge Cup.
Well, I could throw out 3 races that you probably would recognize just by me naming the race, right? Slinger Nationals, Oxford 250.
Yep.
Snowball Derby.
Yep.
Right? You know what to expect from those. You know, you those are just 3 of them right off the top of my head. And now you got the Owasso Nationals, right? Like where they got that one going on. That one's getting bigger every single year. But yeah, to me, it's what do you need to do to make that event? Because that I appreciate the Cars Tour and all that shit coming through. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. To me, I would make the Cars Tour.
This is the tracks race. This isn't a Cars Tour race coming into town.
Right, this is a track.
This is a track promoted
race, not a touring series.
On race. It's the tracks race.
Right. There is a lot of history with this particular race, and yes, I think that it's definitely lost its luster. Say that 10 times fast without been drinking. Lost its luster at some point over the course of the last, I mean, maybe even 6 years, 5-6 years.
Well, wasn't it like a couple years ago? They had a sponsor put in a good amount of money and brought the purse up a little bit. I don't.
It was like 15 grand.
I was going to say it was like 10 or 15 grand.
Yeah.
And they got a couple more cars. Nothing like I thought they should get, but at least there were some people that came out for it. I mean, there was a couple West Coast guys that came out for it. I think, what's his name? Came to both Cars Tour races in the Pro and the Super.
Shepherd?
Yeah.
Buddy? Or was it Colrad? I don't remember who it was, but I remember somebody.
Yeah. There was a couple people from the West Coast that came out, and because they had nowhere else to go, and hey, well, there's 15 grand, let's go.
And I know it's not easy getting sponsorships to put up that purse, because you have your own purses set out. Like you would you naturally would have like your set purses that you have on a weekly, right? Like, so you know that would be the starting point. Okay, then the additional funds, and if you're only going to start, let's say 30 cars or 28 cars or 26, whatever that number be, then okay, then from 26 to 15 is $2,500. And from 15 to 10, you increase it, and then the top 5, it's
I would still every spot from like 28 to 15. 28th is 2,500. 27th is like 2,550. Like you can do increments of like 50. So at least like people are willing to want to pass late in a race because like, hey, it's still more money.
Yeah. Well, and it's good. I mean, that that tiered system, it just makes the overall price point that much larger. So just to start, right, from conversation's sake, 26 to 15, they're going to $2,500, whatever. Right. But yeah, I mean, you make it to where it pays down, where we've seen in the past where we've had races where it's like, yeah, it's $5,000 to win, but you're getting $200 for finishing second. You can't do that. That's more or less my point. Is like, you can't do that. You have to pay down, and you'll get it. But it would take some sponsorship dollars. But I think that, and this is just me thinking out loud, and I guess just being in the marketing world, there are options out there to be had for that type of an event. But then you just have to think of it from a promotion standpoint. You have to go buck wild for that brand. Like absolutely buck wild. We're going to throw in a billboard. We're going to put it on the radio.
Hell,
we're going to do all kinds of shit.
What's one of the biggest companies in this state that's right down the street?
Coors.
There you go. We're going to put a big fucking Victory Lane, and it's going to look like the Coors Light can. Whatever can you guys want, we're painting it on the front straightaway. Right? That's Victory Lane. That's Victory Lane.
Right. Because that in turn, that just costs you.
We won't sell any other beer except for Coors Light, Coors, or whatever other, Miller Coors brand you want. We're not selling anything else except for those beers that night.
Yeah, so sorry, Dad, he wouldn't get his hazy IPAs for that one night.
Yeah. Sorry, you'll have to drink light.
But okay, so planning, right? Like you start that now. You start it now. You make that date well in advance, and you start having those conversations. Don't wait until January. Start calling all your sponsors and stuff. Like you start trying to have those type of conversations now. And then if you're lucky enough to get somebody interested, bring them to the race. You're like, hey, this is what the event is. This is what it looks like.
Right.
Let's collaborate and figure out how we can make this.
Hey, we're planning on making this bigger. With your help, we believe it's going to get there.
Yeah, it will. And here's the ideas. You see over there, we can put this there, and then we can do this, and we're going to have the announcer saying this, and we're going to we're going to start promoting it, and starting in January, we're going to start promoting this on social media and start putting some funding behind it, blah, blah, blah. It to me, it can be done, and it more or less like it needs to have that prestigiousness back. I just don't feel like it's going to have that great of a car count. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping that 15 to 16 cars show up. That's more or less what I'm expecting.
I forgot Mike said this to me earlier when me and Dad were talking to him on the phone, but his comment right here, if they can put up big purses for sprint cars, outlaw figure eights, and big rigs, they can put up a big purse for Challenge Cup.
Oh, I agree.
100%.
Agreed. And let's say it's possible. It's absolutely possible.
You just got to do it.
It's boots on the ground and having conversations and networking and everything else. Utilizing your contacts. You guys got a ton of contacts, more or less. You're tied in with the city and everything else. Like you can get some phone numbers and have some conversations with people. Shit, get the mayor of Dacono to back you and have some conversations. I don't know.
Yeah. Great.
But yeah, it's great to have touring series. I'm not gonna lie, but this one kind of it's lost its luster, and I feel bad because it's such a key event for just the local community and the local racing community for years and years and years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to see it get back there because I love that trophy. I have one sitting downstairs.
Well,
Shut up.
But do you though? It's not
But
the
they do.
true Challenge Cup. You're just
Not
like,
that-
oh, hey, you participated on this night.
No,
and
it was a
won.
trophy dash.
Nice.
Don't
I know.
be a hater.
Hey, I'm just saying, there's other people that actually won Challenge Cup.
I know that.
But you just like, oh, hey, since you raced on Challenge Cup night, we're going to make you feel good by giving you a trophy that kind of looks like
the cup.
Yeah. That's like saying the second place team for the Stanley Cup, like you made it, but you lost. But here's like a smaller version of the Stanley Cup to make you feel better.
Hey, if you're Vancouver or one of those, teams that haven't won a Stanley Cup, they've still put up banners for that shit.
They what?
They put up banners for that. Like they're not a Stanley Cup banner, but like, hey, we almost made it.
Oh my God. That's funny. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. So to me, that was the conversation. It was just an interesting piece of what we might have thought could have been a magic number to get a lot of people. And I just think it goes deeper than just the payout structure. It's a full year's worth of campaigning. And
I mean, it starts with the payout. I mean, you still have to have the payout.
Absolutely.
Like if you're wanting to get drivers like Eric Jones, Bubba Pollard,
William
Byron,
yeah,
Chase Briscoe, Carson Hocevar type drivers to your track because they're like, oh fuck, this Colorado National Speedway, $30,000. Fuck yeah, let's put that on the schedule. And now that Kevin Harvick's raced our track twice,
yeah,
you can also talk to drivers like, hey, this damn good track, and I mean they got a big ass purse, like you should look to go.
Well, and the number one thing is you have the fan support. They will show up and show out.
Oh yeah,
right. It's been happening for years and years and years and years and years. They always show up, and it's always the number one thing we hear from people that have never visited the racetrack on a special event like that is they're like, holy crap, we were not expecting that many people.
Yeah. Right.
So you know that part of it's gonna back you up. You're gonna have the fan base and you're gonna fill the stands. So yeah. But
start building more stands now.
Hey, there you go. Put in more. Tear down that turn 4 freaking billboard bullshit and put in more stands.
Well, I mean, could, but that's the staging area. That'd be kind of
move the staging area. Who cares?
I mean, you could move the staging area, but still, how are you going to get from the main grandstands over there without passing through the entrance of the track?
Add to the main grandstands.
Yeah.
Tear down that like semi-roof thing and add more stands to it.
Just do like a bridge over top of where the cars enter and then fence off that whole back area.
There you go.
People can see the cars come in the staging area and literally drive right out underneath you out on the track.
Now you're speaking with millions of dollars of investment. I like it.
There you go.
I mean, we can save that kind of for another show to where, what would be some other more improvements that would be really not more nice to haves than anything else, right?
Right.
What would be something cool and what would be better for us to see as far as this progress that they're making on the racetrack itself,
right?
Just the structure of it,
right?
But
well, to switch gears,
please,
because I don't know what else you wanted to talk about, but since I see they're still on here, since we don't really have exactly some people set up for joining the show anytime soon, Jordan and I were talking before the show, and we both had this idea that since it's championship weekend, technically last weekend, and coming up and the rest of the year, we would like to formally invite the champions of each division to join the show. So since Pure Stocks technically crowned a champion on Saturday, Mr. Justin Young, if you are watching, we would love for you to join the show with us next week. Talk to you a little bit, get to know you a little bit better, get your thought on the season, obviously how you're feeling with the championship. So open invitation to Mr. Justin Young that if you'd like to join the show next week, we would love to have you on and speak with you. So that's kind of our thought going in the next couple weeks, is to highlight these championship drivers and get to know them a little bit better, outside of the racetrack.
Yep. Yeah, it was kind of really funny because he started mentioning that. I was like, wait a minute, I know exactly where you're going, and I'm on board because I thought about the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So if he's watching, hopefully, and we'll reach out to him, obviously as well, and see if he'd be interested.
I'm sure we'll see him this weekend, or I'll see him this weekend.
Yeah, because we'll be up in Gearing. Me and Addie and Nora and the rest of us, we're going to be up in Gearing and letting them run the bandos this weekend. Looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. What?
Jenny Young says, Mr. Young may be sleeping, but I'm sure he would want to. It's only 8 o'clock.
Good to know. Hey, dude, don't judge.
Hey, on
the older
Saturday
you get, the harder it gets to stay awake.
2 a.m.
Well, that's the thing, is you save up all your...
I guess he's sleeping now, so he could stay awake all weekend.
Save it up for the weekends, because you're going to be up till 2 a.m. I mean, but anyways, up at Gearing, they have their championship night going on as well. Just want to speak on that really quick. What is it? Highway 92. Because there's multiple divisions going on this weekend up there as well. So they have oh, they didn't. Dang it. I know I saw it. Oh yeah, so it's Minions, Bandoleros, Warriors, Farm Trucks, Super Stocks, Legends, and Late Models. There's a lot. But they're starting at 3:30 sharp for racing. Racing starts at 3:30. So they are moving up the time slot because of all the different divisions. So if you're not going to be at CNS, you guys want to go out to Gearing, I urge, some Super Stocks, Legends, and Late Models and Bandos. I urge all of those competitors from here locally to go give it a try. If you're looking for, obviously, Super Stocks, they're going to be racing here locally, but anybody that doesn't want to go to CNS, go up to Gearing and go give it a try. And that's it for me. I mean, I feel like we covered a lot and we talked a lot about some various different things.
Well, we still have one thing that we need to talk about.
Address. Okay.
Is technically for the super late models, is Challenge Cup their championship night too?
Yes.
Okay. We did not officially make our picks for who we think is going to win championships.
Oh shit.
For this weekend. So.
Oh, okay. Yes, we did that last week. I see what you're saying. Yep.
So we'll start with figure eights. I think it's kind of a no-brainer at this point. I don't want to be rude to anybody else, but as we've talked about, Mr. Jeremy Wall has got a pretty comfortable lead with the championship. So as it goes right now, Jeremy Wall is in first, Michael Wolf Jr. in second, 20 points behind. Dennis Stepanek third, Mr. D3, 88 points behind. Michael Kephart fourth, 90 behind, and Jared Wall in fifth, 94 behind. So
I'm just going to go out on the limb. I'm going to say that Michael Wolf Jr. is going to dump Jeremy Wall and gain the 20 points that he needs to get the championship.
I mean, if they have 10 cars, he could possibly do it. Dump him like first lap, first feature, right into the
white flag, dude. That's the only way you're going to do it. You got to do it on the white.
Right into the turn 3 tire or turn 2 tire.
I don't wish that. I don't wish that on anybody. I'm not going to do that.
Not at all.
I'm just kidding.
We're just kidding, Jeremy. We love you.
No, I'm agree with you. I do love Jeremy, and he's a damn good race car driver, and he's just consistent as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Until he gets beat, more or less. I mean, yeah, you got to play the hot hand, just like poker. I'll agree with you there. I think Jeremy's going to get what is like 45th championship in that division, something like
Seems
that.
like it. Yeah.
Seems like it.
So moving on to the super stocks, we have Mr. Jordan Abeda sitting in first, Chris Cox in second, 3 points behind, Kyle Stidham in third, 17 points behind, Brent Cave fourth, 39 points behind, 61 John Humphrey in fifth, 58 points behind.
This is a tough
still
one.
pretty good bet. That's a tough one because
This is a tough
I mean,
one.
even Kyle Stidham could technically still have a chance because
And he's had some
they
really
got freaking 30-something cars out there this weekend. I mean, anything could happen.
anything could absolutely happen. I'm torn because I want to root for both of the guys that are sitting 1-2 right now because they're Columbine alum along with us. But man, I don't. My heart says Jordan. My brain says Chris. Just because of that. It's he just always ends up pulling it out for some reason, right? Like even when you're staring at the back of his black 49 mod and you're just like, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
But he's good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the experience too.
He's smart as hell.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say Jordan. I hope he does. I really hope that he gets a championship. He's such a good kid. But I wouldn't be surprised if Chris ends up getting it, or even Kyle. Maybe just dark horse there.
I'm gonna go with Jordan too, and my reason is a little bit different, not only because of the Columbine, alum part, but I did coach Jordan in football for like a year, I think, before I quit coaching and moved on in life. But he was driving at the time, and so I think I'm gonna go with him because he was a Columbine alum and he was a football player. So
yep,
that's my pick.
I'm gonna say Jordan. Just
I think Chris Cox is gonna give him a run for his money.
Oh, absolutely.
Respect the hell out of the guy, like you said, but I'm just gonna pull for somebody different this time. Nothing against him. Just
you it's the Cinderella story.
Yeah.
You got to go with it.
And he's got that cute ass freaking baby of his working on his car and changing lug nuts and stuff.
That's true.
I want to see Kayla run out on the track with the baby.
Oh yeah.
Take pictures.
That might happen.
Well, and
that might happen.
Adam Hilton's got a golf cart, so you never know. It might happen.
That's true. All right. So we talk about the GAMs.
Yep, GAMs. This one really is just between two people, but you got Cade Fox sitting in first, Eric Reed in the second with 1 point behind. Then you got Jeremiah Hill in third, 89 points behind. Scotty Scott fourth, 97 points behind, and Forrest Smith in fifth, 101 points behind. We do know Scotty Scott isn't going to make it out this weekend. His car is still not rebuilt yet. So that kind of eliminates him. And then, I mean, just the sheer fact of being 89 points behind. Hey, that's a good number. Jeremiah Hill, I mean, love the guy. He's an awesome kid, but that's a lot.
You're not going to make up 89
You're not going to
points.
make it up. So it's between Eric Reed and Cade Fox. Cade, great kid. Eric Reed, same thing, great guy. But I don't know. I'm
tired of seeing that 51 win championships.
I know. That's my thought is like tired of seeing the 51 win championships, but at the same time, Eric Reed being an out of towner, I kind of want the championship to stay with an in towner.
I agree. I can see it.
Eric Reed is an awesome guy, so
he's a really nice dude.
He's worked his ass off to get where he's at. So
and he's damn good driver.
Yeah, it's a toss up for sure.
I'm gonna say Eric Reed wins it though, and again it's not anything more biased or I don't want to see Cade do well because I do love Cade. He's a fucking fantastic kid and he's a hell of a race car driver. I just think like luck wise, like you're gonna have you need to have luck go your way, especially on this particular night. And I think the 66 card, because of the consistency that he's had all year long, that he's going to finally have some luck go his way. more or
Mhm.
less. So that's where I think, yeah, Eric might get it.
Mhm.
It's going to be close. It'll come down to probably one or 2 points at the very end of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
it's because those two have been by
Right
far
around
and
each other
large
all
most
year.
consistent. Yeah, they've been the most consistent cars all year, and I have much respect for each one of them. And yeah, like I said, and Eric Reed's a great story because that dude's coming all the way from Salt Lake City, and every single week that they're out there, I mean, that's hard to do, man. Like
Hmm.
to travel that far. Hat is off to that man, and coming all that way and joining us for this entire season. Super thankful. I mean, absolutely thankful that he decided to do this year. Whether he comes back next year, I don't know. But it's been great. It's been great to share the track with him and get to know the guy a little bit better too.
Hmm. Keeping with my non-conventional reasons why I'm picking this person, I'm going to go with Eric Reed just because I told Cade Fox with his hair to cut a mullet and he didn't do it. I'm going to go with Eric Reed, and he's got a fantastic freaking beard.
He does have a classy beard. Him
Yeah.
and Ryan Jones got the best beards, I think.
Yeah.
Jonesy's
100%.
got like the most clean cut, perfect beard that I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just full and immaculate.
Yeah. But like I said, Kate, I told him, dude, you have the perfect long enough hair. Throw a mullet on that thing, man. It'd look fantastic. No, that's not how we do our hair in the Gen Alphas.
What's that?
Or
What's that
whatever.
Chris Cagle song? Because the chicks dig it.
Yeah. He needs to listen to that song, apparently.
You don't know until you try it.
Yeah. Hey, look, Cletus McFarland had a mullet going on for a while, and everybody loved
Multi-millionaire.
that. Oh, look, yeah, and exactly. He's a millionaire, and he's racing ARCA. He's got his own helicopter, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's
Mullets
the
are
way to
coming
do
back.
it. It's the way to do it.
Mullets are coming back.
No, I think for the Gams, yeah, that it's either one.
I'll root for both, but
yeah, it's gonna be fun
if we're
to watch.
picking, if we're picking, there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
This one is the most interesting one. Super late models. So right now you got Michael Scott sitting in first, and then Brett Yackey sitting in second. They are literally tied. There's no points difference.
Well,
So
it comes down to wins.
Well, wins
differentiator,
but also with one race left, it's going to come down to, hey, who's going to do better this weekend? So I think that's going to be a great, fantastic battle. You got Cody Vanderwall in third, 25 points behind, Bruce Yackey in fourth, 34 behind, and Adam Dinas in fifth, 83 behind. So it's basically, between the 82 and the 32. So put on your racing boots this weekend, boys, and boys have at it.
I mean, man, it's gonna be. This is gonna be a race to watch. That's for sure.
100%.
The 100-lapper. Oh, man, if Michael Scott can find that magic that he had in that other car that he had earlier in the year, I think he wins it. Because over the course, you know what I'm saying? Like over the course of the longevity of the race, he's just so fast that I don't know if Brett could get enough to have enough to just for him at the end, like more or less. I think that if he can find that level that he was at earlier in the year, he's not losing. Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. Brett, just this last half of the season, just noticing, watching the races or, watching on low budget. I don't know if it's the speed or if something's going on. It just doesn't seem like he's been as powerful. Huh?
Different car,
but it's not typical of him, right? Usually he's in those top threes all the time. The last 3 or 4 races, he hasn't been in those top threes. He's been kind of back and then working forward, but he's been a top 5 car, but hasn't been that top 3 car. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just the dominance level like he was. That's what you're referring to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and again, when you're going from your primary to your backup, it's going to happen. You're going to lose a little bit because obviously your primary was your primary for a reason.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, as you will, we both know, and everybody out there who's ever raced, I mean, there's little ticks about each and every car that you've ever gotten into that you try to find and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for a good, clean race.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, there's no bullshit.
No ghost cautions.
Yeah, no
or competition cautions.
Yeah, they're fake cautions. Put it that way. Like whatever moniker you would put on it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just hoping for a good, clean race. I hope that they battle it out and there's like just good battling going on, not this like beating, banging, running over people type of race. That's all I hope for. I just want it to be a good quality race.
I think that's what it's going to be this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, it's the last race of the year. Don't want to be working and spending a shit ton of money in the off season. And they're going to put on a good show and it's going to be good racing.
So one thing I do want to bring up, Paul, beards are manly. That's all I'm going to say.
He's just jealous he can't grow one. 50-year-old man and he still hasn't hit puberty
yet. Look around. Everybody's got a beard. The 70s, it was prevalent. I'm sure you had, in 1962, you had a beard. I mean, I think he's that old, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. However old he is, he still has the heart of a 29-year-old. Let's say that.
That's true. That's very true. All right. So there's our predictions. Hats off to everybody this year. Hopefully you guys have a good, safe, clean race across all the different divisions. Super excited to see where it ends up. It's been a whirlwind of a season for sure. A lot of craziness, a lot of highs, a lot of great races. So I'm really looking to see how it closes out. And then, after that, we still have another race to go with the legends and the pro trucks and the late models and all of that still. But this is a big one. This is a really big one. Big night. Hopefully everybody comes home in one piece. That's all I'm super hopeful everybody comes home in one piece. No major wrecks. Don't want to see anybody going in the off season with a trash car like mine. It's not fun. So, yeah. But for me, thank you all for tuning in. It's been awesome. Thanks for all the participation from everybody giving their viewpoints, and we'll definitely have some more discussions after the season's over and kind of continue on that the tech talk more or less too. And maybe we'll have a couple people come on and give their opinions. We'll talk about the off season for the going into 2026.
Yep. For me, just good luck everybody this weekend. I'm most likely going to stay in town this weekend. Not only just because I got some stuff around here I got to do, but kind of want to watch how things turn out this weekend. So you'll probably see me up at seeing us this weekend. So I'll be saying hi to everybody and hopefully watch a good show and see some crown champions, deserved crown champions this weekend. And yeah, all cars go back on a trailer the way they came out to the track. So thank you everybody watching. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, your family. We love all the interactions and we love all the new viewers. So if you know people should be watching that aren't watching, make sure they get their ass on here every Tuesday at 6:30 and gets their Tuesday night entertainment.
Yeah. Us two knuckleheads, the bullshitter and the salesman.
Yes.
So with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Hittin' the Chip. Look forward to talking next week. Like hopefully we can get Justin on. We can have a conversation with him. So be sure to get on to Facebook and YouTube and follow along. Until then, thank you all for tuning in and we'll see you guys later.
Good night.
Thanks everybody.